So, the law of intellectual independence. Very important. Very important. Cultivate the ability to think independently, resisting the sway of popular opinion, to form insights and conclusions based on thorough analysis and personal conviction. This law encourages leaders to forge their paths and inspire others. Now, think about it. Intellectual independence. Originality is uncommon response. The more you spend time alone, the more you think like yourself. I'm going to say that again. And when I say time alone, I mean off the phone. I mean literally alone, your thoughts. No influence, no outside influence to connect the dots for you. The more you spend time alone, the more you're spending with your own thoughts, the more you're being yourself. You learn how to think like yourself. It is law. You have to spend that time alone. Alone time is like alone and silence is almost like being in the darkness. It's like being in the womb of self, reinforcing your own original thoughts and responses. It is very key. So as someone having intellectual independence, you have to have the ability to think independently of others to resist the popular opinion, because you can't lead people if you're going the way everyone else is going. If you're swayed in the way the crowd thinks, then you have no value for the crowd. The crowd mind is the most emotional mind. The psychology of the crowd is emotional. You can't tell the fool from the genius in the crowd, because all of them are doing and going the same way. So you have to resist, because human beings want to assimilate. There's a part of our brain that wants to force us to assimilate because it's survival. Social survival, to get along with others, to act as if they're acting. We have mirror neurons where we mirror what's in our environment. So when we see people do things, we want to do it too. But how do you know if that's the right thing to do? So having intellectual independence is a muscle. It's like swimming against the current, unless that's the way you want to go. So you have to do this, because you can't give people fresh insights where people be like, the more you can get a person to say, I never thought of it like this. I never thought of it like that. You're right. I never thought of it like that. That's fresh perspective. What you're doing is you're connecting neurons, electricity in somebody's mind. You're literally growing their brain as you speak. That's value. But if you just doing the same thing everybody else doing, you ain't got no value. No, you have to develop that fresh perspective to come to your own conclusions through your analysis. When your thorough analysis require you to go into what's called root thinking. So a lot of people are on the branch thinking, but you're not on the root thinking. The root is where the original origin of the knowledge and perspective comes from, allowing you to draw your own conclusion, not just get a branch of knowledge from someone else's. This is why a lot of people go into root words. They want to know the root meaning of it. Because a lot of things become connotation, what people feel versus what people think. So you have to get to a part, and that requires you to not be lazy. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times people just be lazy. We don't be wanting to do all of that. But that's why it's good when you have trusted sources. Trust but verify. Trust but verify. You know what I'm talking about?